8 months ago, I didn't want to be alive. Didn't even want to ride my bike. Didn't want to be around friends. I didn't even want to be around my family. I don't need to talk about this right now. Like, this is embarrassing shit, but this is the truth. All right, it's the day before Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving if you're just now watching this. I'm currently driving about 3 hours south to go see my girlfriend. Gonna go spend the day with her tomorrow. She's got it off, obviously. But since I've been hurt, I've been trying to figure out things to film, what to come up with. You know, I've done the normal Q&As. That's great. That's fun. Same kind of thing. Because it's Thanksgiving, I kind of want to do things I'm thankful for. Start out by saying I'm extremely thankful for where I'm at right now. Like, I would not change a thing. I'm so stoked. I'm loving the journey. I'm loving the process of getting to where I want to go. You know, I have a vision. It's very clear. I know how to get there. But even when I get there, it's not like there's some just end goal and that's it. Like, we're always going to be leveling up in life and just really, really enjoying the process. But I want to start from the beginning. The beginning meaning like this last year. And I want to talk about all the good I'm grateful for as well as all the bad. So let's get into it. I'm going to drop some insights and some details that I maybe haven't spoken about publicly. Nothing crazy, but just kind of go in depth on the last year and answer some questions maybe that people have had or been curious about, where my mind's at with things. But start from the beginning. Last year, I was down bad, for sure. Getting to like the lowest point in my life. End of last year, I was living in San Diego still. I was living with Connor Erickson, also known as Buttery Films. Awesome dude. He helped me out immensely. He was letting me stay with him basically for free. I ended up not paying him money, so that's something that bummed him out, and I just was like falling off the wagon heavy. I was doing pretty good for a minute. I was just trying to make ends meet. You know, I was getting a little check from this mushroom company that I was riding for. That ended up ending, not due to anything that I was doing, but just on their end. That's what happened. And I was in a relationship that ended up coming to an end, and I pretty much just lost it. I was, you know, same old story. I thought I was going to be with this girl forever. Well, it felt like it, and we broke up, and then I was just so lost. I didn't know what to do. Jumping around a little, well, not really jumping around, but I was actually supposed to move to Austin, Texas from San Diego. That was the plan. I was, not to go into too much detail, but I was going to move to this mountain biking mountain and sort of work there and live there for free. And that ended up falling through as well. I was so bummed. I didn't know what I was doing. I pretty much had to get out of San Diego because I was losing my mind. So I ended up going back to Michigan in October of last year, which is not what I wanted to do. I was just, not that I didn't want to see my family or anything, but I felt like I was taking steps backwards because I didn't have a plan as to when I was leaving or where I was going. I was supposed to be in Austin, Texas to start this new life, and it just fell through. And now here I am back in Michigan, sleeping at my mom's house, which, you know, I'm super grateful, and that, you know, that I even have family to go home to. But yeah, I just started drinking again, and that's where it all started to get pretty gnarly. And I was like, you know, hanging out with people that are also drinking but don't have like as much of a problem as I do. Sorry, I'm merging onto the highway and I'm trying not to get in an accident. Yeah, just hanging out with old friends who work normal jobs and they got their stuff together for the most part and they like to drink. Well, I like to drink too, but I drink like a freaking savage. I drink the same way I ride my bike, and that's just to push the limits, and I don't know when to stop. And it progresses into me drinking earlier and earlier in the day, and you know, before you know it, I'm a full-blown alcoholic, and no one wants to be around that. I don't even want to be around myself at that point, and that's why I continue drinking. It's like a double-edged sword also. I'm drinking to run away or escape my own mind, because the anxiety of just being alive seems like too much to even handle, and so I drink. But then in return I wake up feeling absolutely miserable, so then I want to drink more, and it's a never-ending vicious cycle of just, it's a miserable way to live. And it's crazy because I think there's a lot more people in this world that live like that for 20, 30, you know, they've been doing that for years, and it's just a super sad way to live. I'm bumming my mom out. My own friends didn't even want to really be around me, just because, not that I'm like mean or aggressive or crazy in that way, I'm just a lot, and like to me it's all fun and whatever, but you know, these guys are getting up to go to work and I'm just being a freaking douche. Basically, I end up getting super depressed, and just like with the drinking, there's nothing to ride. That's usually what I can use to get myself out of this state of mind, and just kind of get the ball rolling again, get feeling pretty good. And it was middle of winter, can't ride, nothing. So, and my mom obviously loves having me at home, but it was like so bad. She knows like I need the sun. I haven't lived further than a mile from the beach in over 10 years. So it's just a straight culture shock for me to be back in Michigan, nothing to ride, it's freezing cold, I can't go to the ocean, I am just losing my mind. So she pretty much was like, you need to go to Florida, just at least go there and go stay with your dad. And I was like, you know what, that's a great idea, because no plans to go back to San Diego. Even if I wanted to, I don't have the money or the resources. It didn't make sense. So that's when I came up with the idea, I'm gonna pedal from Michigan to Florida. Awesome idea. So I sobered up. I was probably sober for about a month, and then it was like end of February. It's still freezing cold. There's like 2 inches of snow on the ground, but I just want to get to Florida. That is all I'm focused on. So I'm like, screw it. I'm leaving now. I'm gonna pedal through this. I'm sleeping in a tent the whole way. I mean, long story short, I made it to Ohio, like, which is the next state, but I made it down to Dayton, stayed with Brandon Dosh, ended up, drank again, wasn't nothing crazy, had fun, stayed there for a few days, kept pedaling, and then I'm just like pedaling and drinking along the way. And I met random people at a bar, typical Tyler fashion. Like, I don't have any issues meeting people, and people love the story. Oh my God, you ride bikes. Oh, you're riding bikes across country. Wow, you're so crazy. It's so cool. You should stay with me. Stay with these random people I've never met for a few nights. Then I make it to Tony Nyer's house, stayed with him for a week, and then I'm just like, it's so cold, the pedal's starting to feel terrible. I'm feeling terrible because I'm drinking all the time again, and like I end up taking a train, get down to Florida, pedal, go past my dad's where I'm supposed to go. At this point I'm on a sick one, and I'm just like, I have a one-track mind, and that's go meet this girl who is now my current girlfriend. I end up meeting her, everything goes great, stay with her for like a week. Well, I burned that bridge quickly because it was probably fun for the first 2 nights. She's like, we talk about this now. She's like, man, when I met you, you were so fun. Like, you're just wild. Like, you just came all the way across the country, no plan. And now, like, you know, that first night obviously was amazing. We were having so much fun out at the bars. And then I don't really remember what happened exactly, but she pretty much like, you gotta go. So I end up leaving. I'm supposed to go back to Daytona, like the original plan, to go stay with my dad. I'm gonna pedal there. It's gonna take me like a few days. I end up sleeping outside of a gas station. And if you followed me, you would have seen what came of this. Sleeping outside a gas station, too hot to sleep in a tent. Normally the bike was locked to the tent, so I would feel if anyone tried to take my stuff. Well, that didn't happen. I was sleeping next to it, passed out. Alcohol didn't help. Deep sleep. Woke up, everything was gone. Bike gone, wallet, all my extra money I had, camera, all my clothes. The only thing I had on me was my phone, because I fell asleep with it in my hand, and my passport, which is cool. So, yeah, I wake up. This is how bad it is. This is when you know drinking is just the worst thing ever. My whole life just gets stolen. And what do? Well, I still had some money on Apple Pay on my phone. I walk into the gas station and buy a case of Twisted Teas. Because what else would I do? Well, all my shit just got stolen. My whole life's gone. Now I'm even more lost in my head, so it would only make sense to go drink more, right? Because I feel like that's the alcoholic brain telling me, if I just get some drinks in you and then you can figure it out. Obviously that doesn't help anything, but that's what I'm saying. That's that mindset of just like, I need to get a drink and then I can sort this stuff out. And a lot of people do that. Not to that insanely extreme level, but people are like, you know, bad shit happens in their life and like, I need a drink. Well, now I know. And I always knew that, but that doesn't work. It doesn't help anything. It only delays the inevitable. It delays the inevitable. So next step, my buddy TJ lives in West Palm Beach. That's where I was. And he sees my story of me. I ended up sleeping outside in the rain with nothing. He calls me, gets a hold of me, and basically comes and rescues me. He just grabbed me up. We got some food, we talked. I started to kind of sober up, and, well, not really. Anyways, he calls my dad. My dad talks to TJ. He's basically just like, you know, stay with him. And my dad drove 4 hours to come pick me up, drove me home. And my dad doesn't know how bad or how much I've been drinking at this point, and I'm just like, I need it. In my head, I'm like, I need alcohol to survive right now, because at this point I'm drinking from the moment I wake up till the moment I go to bed. It's funny, this whole thing was supposed to be a thankful list, but I'm getting there. But now it's turning into an in-depth detail of how I got sober, which is fine. I think this will help a lot of people to kind of lay the dirty facts out there. So, is what it is. Hope you're enjoying it. I get back to Daytona and I'm staying with my dad, and it's like, all right, you know what? Now here I am in Florida, and what's my next move? Like, what am I doing? And of course, what do? I go to the gas station once they're in bed, buy a case of Twisted Teas or Coronas or something, I don't know. Keep drinking, doing that for a couple of days, and I ended up having to go to the hospital. I could have probably detoxed from it myself, but I ended up going to the hospital, and I was there for like 2 days. just to safely detox, which I think everybody should do. If you're a really bad drinker and you drink from morning till night, probably a good option. So, man, it's crazy. Doesn't end there. I get out sober. Takes me a few weeks to feel normal. Brain needs to calm down and, you know, get back to being used to not having alcohol. And I start riding again. My bike finally arrived on my birthday. And I'm doing super good. I end up going to Tampa for the Skate Park of Tampa event. And that's where I pedal my bike into the lake. I was not sober here. I relapsed again. I don't even really remember being in Tampa. I know I made a fool of myself there, probably in front of all these kids that look up to me, people I look up to, whatever. I mean, like I said, I'm not aggressive, like, you know, belligerent. I'm not like really the type to be stumbling all over, but I'm just a little wild, and I like to do crazy and have fun, and I want to see people laugh, and it's a lot. Tampa goes by. Dylan, the guy that I was with, ends up, I thought I was going back to his house. I pass out drunk in his front seat. I wake up, we're at my dad's. He drops me off at my dad's. And I'm like, oh shit, we're here. So he drops me off, and basically he's like, dude, like, you can't come to my house till you clean up. Understandable, right? So what do? Same thing as when I got to my dad's the first time. There's a 7-Eleven less than a block away. Went there, did the same thing on repeat. Drank until I couldn't even, like, I needed alcohol to function. I was so shaky, and I couldn't put food down. I couldn't consume water. I couldn't even put the alcohol in me anymore at this point because my body was rejecting and refusing it. So my dad was, at this point, this is the second time around in like 2 months. My dad's like, I'm not doing this shit. Like, you're gonna kill yourself. We're not doing this. And he's been through it himself, you know, which helps because he understands. He's been through it with my grandpa, who's in the living room, who pretty much tried to kill himself with alcohol after my grandma passed away. He's 9 years sober now. He's 90 years old. You know, it's like, it's not an uncommon thing in my family. So basically my dad's like, we're gonna get you through this. We're gonna do it here. And, you know, I'm not gonna let you drink yourself to death, and I'm also not gonna let you just cold turkey and, you know, you can die from withdrawals. I don't know if it was on that level, we don't know, but the amount I was drinking was over 20 beers a day, every single day, which is insane. That is an insanity for sure. So he's tried to do this like taper me off thing, come in every hour, or, you know, every 2 or 3 hours, not every hour, and give me one just to kind of like help with the shakes and sort of taper. Well, that didn't work. I went into wherever he had them hidden when they were asleep, drank them all, woke up in the morning, they're all gone. And it's like, it's so hard to describe what this thought process of why I'm doing this to myself and what would make me want to do that. And it's to avoid suffering, to avoid the inevitable. I was so terrified of suffering and going through the withdrawal of it that all I wanted to do was just sleep, hoping that I would magically slam these 4 or 6 drinks that are left enough to calm my body down to where I can go to sleep and then wake up and all of a sudden I'm going to be fine. But no, it's the same thing on repeat every single time. I fall asleep and I wake up in a way worse position. So that next day, I think I tried it one more time, and I was like, I can't do this. I cannot do this on my own. I gotta go to the hospital again. and we did it. He was like, I think my dad was a little pissed at me, and it's sad. And the other thing too is it's like extremely embarrassing. And like when you're in that state of mind, like I don't want to be seen by anybody, especially my family, especially my friends. Like it's such a miserable way to live, man. But I just wanted to hide in a room and drink and like disappear and like try and get through it on my own. Like I have every intention of sobering up and like getting out of this shitty process, but I want to do it alone. I don't want to be seen. I don't want to be seen puking and just shaking and looking like a shell of a human. But I think you kind of need that. That's why I became so public and open about all of this. And I'm transparent. And like this is a really deep, I don't need to talk about this right now. Like this is embarrassing shit, but this is the truth. Back to it. Go to the hospital again. I end up staying there for like a week this time. And this time it's like, this is absolute rock bottom. This is the worst it's ever been. This is to a point where I really felt like I thought I was gonna die. I really saw death like, this is it. And then, there's parts of your mind where when you're that low, I like accept it, and I'm like, all right, like honestly, like I kind of want to die in a way. Like I'm just I keep falling into this. This is the worst way to live. I've lost all my sponsors. I've lost my relationship. My mom's crying. Like my friends don't want to hang out with me. I have no future. I have no hope. That's what happens in your mind. But that's not you. I'm telling anybody who might be watching this listening and you're going through it, whether it's drugs or alcohol, or maybe you have that mentality and you're sober, whatever. But especially for the people who are drinking and doing drugs, that's not you. That's your brain is altered, and all of your dopamine and serotonin and all this, you are drained of all of that, and of course you feel like there's nothing to live for. It's like a waterfall effect, or a domino effect. Like when things start getting bad, you do bad things, and then it gets worse, and you feel like you can't win, and you can blame everybody and everything around you. And that's what I did for a long time, even before drinking was like bad. It's really easy for anyone to just play the blame game and not take accountability. And so that's what had to happen. I got out of the hospital, and this was the first time in my life where I was like, I looked in the mirror and I'm like, you were the fucking problem, Tyler. Like, dude, get it together. Do you want this to be your life forever? Like, there's something's gotta change. Like my way wasn't working, of just getting sober and then try to ride bikes. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try and go to AA meetings. So I started going to meetings. That's been great. I still go every now and then. It's a good step. It's a different perspective. You get to learn certain reasons. You can learn how the brain works, why we're addicts, why you kind of can get to the root cause and understand why you're running, or ask yourself at least, what am I running from? And yeah, that's like a first couple steps, is just to take accountability, recognize you have a problem. I think a lot of people have problems and maybe don't even realize it because alcohol is so normalized. But maybe you do know you have a problem and you just don't want to admit it because you still make it to work, and maybe you still ride sometimes. But like, ask yourself, like, am I being the best version of myself, or am I at least trying to be? And if your answer is no, then, do something about it. It's kind of where it all was. Like, I pretty much just was like, fuck this. I don't like this. I'm so much better than this. I have so much potential, and still there's like people that support me and back me, and are in my corner, like my family. And you know, there are a few friends that have stuck around, and people who believed in me. And even like my girlfriend, she kind of gave me, you know, she was like stuck around a bit. She kind of separated herself for a bit, which is understandable, but she kind of gave me an ultimatum, and she's supported me, and honestly it's been great because she got to see me at such a low, and now, you know, we're doing really, really well now, which is awesome. But I started riding again. I started being extreme with things, like getting very routine and scheduled, and going to meetings, eating healthy, which I've always done and always been in good shape, but, you know, focused more on going inside, doing a deep dive, asking myself questions, being honest with myself, being honest publicly, and that kind of holds me accountable. So I did it on purpose. I don't know what it was, or why, what the reasons were, but I ended up starting a YouTube channel. Best decision I've made. I did it that first day. I went to Bethune Skate Park. Was that the first day? Yeah. I went to Bethune and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna try and do a little vlog style video, film my riding, and see how it goes. Turned out great. Thanks to you guys. You know, I can thank you for being a huge part of this sober journey. I don't want to make my whole personality about being sober, you know, because it's not. I'm beyond that. I still go to bars. I'm not the type where I like can't be around it and I gotta no, dude. I was at the bar the other day, like AJ's house where I stay. There's probably $10,000 in liquor sitting there that I look at every day. I go to the fridge and there's Twisted Teas and Coronas right next to my Dr. Peppers, and those are my drinks of choice. I have every opportunity I could ever want to drink right now, but it ain't there anymore. So what I'm saying is thank you to you guys for the feedback instantly on the first video. Was absolutely amazing, and that just motivated me so much. It got me stoked to the next day. I'm pretty sure the very next day I made another video. Yeah, I pretty much decided I'm gonna treat this like a job, and that was super motivating, and I needed that structure. So I made it. I think I said in a video, I'm like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make a video every single day until I get monetized. And that happened within a month, which is unreal. And I'm just so stoked and so grateful for this. It's only been 6 months now, and look where we're at. Look where I'm at. That's the whole point of this video. If you've made it this far, the whole point of this video is to just say how unbelievably grateful I am for my life. Like 8 months ago, yeah, I'm like 8 months sober now. 8 months ago, I didn't want to be alive. I didn't even want to ride my bike. I was so sad and didn't want to be around friends. I didn't even want to be around my family. And now I'm here just, I can't even put it into words. I wake up every day and I'm just stoked to be alive. I'm stoked to ride my bike. I'm grateful for my health. I hurt myself last week. I was grateful to be in the position to where I was able to hurt myself. Like the fact that I wasn't sitting in a bar, I'm grateful that I was out backflipping dirt bikes and hurting myself. Like that's a win, to be like happy that you got hurt, because the other option for me is sitting in a bar depressed, not wanting to be alive. So you know what? I'll take the injury and run with it, and I'm grateful for it. Just things like that, man. I'm just so happy. I can't thank like my family enough, my friends enough, the companies that have stuck around. Like I don't even want to say the companies, but the people behind them. Malcolm McCaskey from Mended. That's like my brother. He's been the only one. Well, not the only one. I don't want to say that. Cut that out. Flip from Albies has been there since day one, since I was 12. He literally has gotten me. I would have never become the bike rider I am without Flip from Albies, and everybody in the Michigan scene for that matter. I love them all. I love you all, and I appreciate you always being a part of my life. Also want to thank Malcolm from Mended. He has been such a light in my life. He's helped me with so much. He's believed in me even in my dark times. He never gave up on me, and you know, to this day, like he's got me on, helping me on a path to greatness, and I'm so grateful for everybody who's helped along the way. And like I said, this YouTube channel, so hyped, and I'm so excited to see where it goes. Like, we're just getting started. I'm just now starting to make a little bit of money off YouTube. I'm doing some, you know, working on the side when I can. It's all going. We're going, baby. Like, nothing is going to stop me. That's like the minds, that alone is priceless, to have that mentality. There's nothing that's going to stop me. I don't even see it. There's just no other option. Like, I only see success and greatness. And I don't mean that in terms of just material and financial. That's all a bonus. I spoke about that this before recently, is that I've had to learn how to be happy and grateful with nothing. Other than the support of my family and a roof over my head, nothing. No money. I wouldn't have been eating if it wasn't for my dad, and my grandma, and my mom helping me out here and there. Even, you know, friends. I have a list of friends that I can name off, and you know who you are, and you've helped me, like literally bought me a meal and helped me once I got this car. Even when I got the van, like I wasn't making any money, and helped me put gas in it and to go drive, to film a video, you know, all these people have helped me so much. And like, that's like one of my main goals now, is to get to the point where I can be the giver. I want to give, and I want to help, and I want to help people I don't even know. I'm not there yet, but that's what I hope that these videos can do. And me being completely honest and blunt about the severity of my issues, the severity of my anxiety and mental health that I went through, but also show you, like, most of this stuff was self-inflicted. Like, yeah, of course I've had these crazy head injuries, I've lost sponsors, and I've, you know, a lot of stuff was out of my control, but most of it is because of me. And I want to make that clear. There's no more blaming anyone, and I don't point fingers, because at the end of the day, every single thing it's because of a decision you made, good and bad. And when you realize that, you can really just focus, tap in, take things to the next level. It's all your fault. Sorry to say, but it's all your fault. And if you are okay with that, move on from it. Don't dwell on it. I did that. That don't work. You can sit there and be sad and pity party. You're just gonna ruminate on it and go in a vicious circle and get absolutely nowhere. Accept it, say fuck it, and move on. Like, put your head down and believe in yourself, and you know, have small wins. Celebrate small wins. If you're at a point like I was, where you couldn't get out of bed without drinking 3 beers, you know, celebrate the sobriety first. Then celebrate cleaning your house and doing the dishes. And then, you know, get back on your bike or do the thing. Find your passions again. Doesn't matter if you haven't done it in 10 years. There's something in your life that you love that you used to do. Pick it up again and start doing it. And then celebrate that. And find the joy in the little things. And then the success and the money will come. You gotta be successful in here, rich in the mind and rich in the heart first, and then the other things will come. I promise you. And it might take a couple years, might take longer, might happen overnight. I've experienced both. Life-changing things happening overnight, both good and bad. Like, I've gone from no money to signing a contract with somebody overnight. Now my life's changed. And that sets you down a course of your entire life being changed. And then I've had my life change in terrible ways overnight too. So, just believe in yourself. Now, I guess I kind of went a little off on this whole talking video, but I expected that because I get into the flow of things and just start talking. But I'd like to just talk a little bit about where I'm at right now and what's going on in my life. I'm happy, for one. That's the biggest thing. I'm happy, and I have a direction of where I want to go with my life, and I'm accomplishing that little by little every single day, and it's amazing. Other than me being a fat ass and eating ice cream every night and smoking, I want to stop that. But the eating ice cream like a freaking fat ass, that can stop. So we're working on that slowly but surely, one thing at a time. But I'm just so happy, and I really want to thank current people. I thank everyone who's helped me along my journey in my whole life, but all these guys I've met in Florida, this crew of people that I hang with, which is small, I'm just really, really grateful for them. Dylan from Ripeco, he was kind of the one, he was like, yo, you ain't coming to my house no more if you're drinking. Like, he's drove me all around. He's helped me. He got me riding dirt bikes again. He's got pit bikes. That was awesome. Got me back into things. There's another Dylan Kakowski. I love him so much. Super positive light. Got me to go to church for the first time since I was probably 10 years old. Amazing. I love Dylan. AJ that I live with, that I'm staying with now, and I work for him. He's been unbelievably helpful, and he's such a positive dude. He's got, we're riding dirt bikes every day. I'm working for him. He's letting me park the van at his house. Like, AJ, love you. Thank you. My buddy Alan, Daytona, another legend. Super awesome dude. Has a crazy story. He's been through it, but he's doing amazing in his life right now. He's chipping away at life. I think that's the difference out here, is just I've met a bunch of dudes who are just honest, hardworking men that aren't worried about being rich or famous. Not that was like everybody I was surrounded by in California, but that's a more common thing out there. These are just good, honest, hardworking dudes that I'm happy to call my close friends, and they know the truth. They've seen the good and the bad of me, and they're so supportive and don't judge me. And I think that's a really key thing for you, no matter where you're at in life. And this is an obvious one, but surround yourself with the right people. Surround yourself with people you want to be like, or at the very least align with your beliefs. Because that was something I did in my heavy drinking days. Was I started only hanging out with people that drank, that they didn't know Tyler Fernangle the bike rider. They knew Tyler, the one who is funny and crazy at the bar and down for whatever. Those aren't your friends. Sorry. Had fun times, but those aren't your friends. These guys that I just listed and named are people I could call right now and tell them I'm down bad, and they're gonna come help me or do whatever they can to try and help me. And those are the people you want in your life, and people that you'd be willing to do the same for, which I would. If any of these guys called me right now and needed me, I'm fucking turning around and I'm going to help, or I'm figuring out someone that can go, just I'm slowly becoming the man that I've always wanted to be. But I think you have to first figure out who that is. Who is the man you want to be, or the woman you want to be? Figure that out, and then set these little goals and start chipping away at getting there. And once you figure out who you want to be, I think you know exactly how to get there, or at least the steps to take. Don't shoot too big first. Just try and do the right thing every day. That's what's helped me. That's a good one. Like, instead of, like, I'm a very go with the flow type of guy, and I still fully think that's how you should live your life for the most part. And, you know, things are out of your control, whatever. Let it be. Just accept and enjoy and make the most of it. But there's this little thing I've been doing, which is it's a millisecond thought of, is this the right thing? Or should I eat this? Or should I go here? Or, you know, it's a internal thought, a split second of just thinking about, is this the better option? There's always going to be two options in your head. You know, it's like the angel and the devil on your shoulder, essentially. And one of them is a better choice. And just try your best to do that. That's helped me a lot. And then, you know, just being grateful for the little things in life. If you've had issues with addiction and you're sober, that's enough to celebrate. If you are healthy, you can pay your bills, that's enough to celebrate. If you have family, celebrate that. I'm extremely proud of myself, and I don't need my flowers. I don't need it from anybody else. I am proud of myself and how far I've come, and I'm not stopping. It's crazy the amount of motivation I have. Like, it is just, there's a fire burning in my soul, and that is so hard to get back. It's burning like it's never burned before also, which is amazing. Like, I'm more hungry than I've ever been, and that is just unreal, and I'm trying to keep adding fuel to that fire to go from not wanting to be alive to being grateful to be injured is a really, really cool thing. And I have some awesome news, actually, that should be announced in the next week or two. I'm really excited for everybody to see that, and I'm excited to share it with you, and just keep this journey going. Thank you if you've stuck around for this whole thing. I guess just one more. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful for my friends and family. Oh, I guess I wanted to say this too, is if I've ever rubbed you the wrong way, done you wrong, you feel like I've betrayed you, or I don't know, I'm sorry. And I know there's people out there, there's specific names out there that I'm not going to mention, but I owe apologies to, or, you know, I've said I'd do this and I forgot, or whatever. Just even the most simplest things. I just want to be the best me, and I want to right all my wrongs. And if you're watching this and you feel that I've done you wrong, just know that I'm working on it. And I got you. I'm going to get there, and I'm going to do my best. I am doing my best to try and be the best I can, and I haven't forgotten. So thank you to anybody who's helped me mentally, emotionally, financially. I'm in the process of, you know, we're just beginning, and I'm gonna only keep growing from here and transform my life to this beautiful, amazing thing with tons of slip-ups, I'm sure, and ups and downs, but that's part of the journey. And, you know, I wouldn't change a thing, because it wouldn't give me this wisdom that I have right now to sit here for an hour and try and preach in a way. I don't want to say I'm preaching, but it's important to go through the suffering and the really bad times to have this level of clarity. As long as you get yourself out of it, as long as you pick yourself up and make a change, then it's worth it. Then the suffering was needed. If you stay in it, that's bad. That happens to a lot of people. And I pray and I wish you all can find that light and flip the script. Go through the suffering, suck it up, and honestly make the suffering your bitch. Make it your fuel to the fire of success and happiness. And get so you can get to your lowest point. And I needed that to be like, I don't ever want to be here again, and I will never go here again. And I'm gonna help people avoid that if I can. And if you are there, do my best to help you get out of that. And so we can all win together. That's the point, right? If I'm happy, you're happy, I'm happy, and it's a trickling effect to where everybody's happy and we're all doing good and life's great and we can help each other when we're down. And that's the goal, right? The whole point is to be happy and enjoy. Have fun, enjoy, love life, be nice, make love. For me, risk my life. I'm sorry, that's just the way I live. That's my high. That's what gets me off, and I love pushing myself, and I'm just so fucking happy that I'm in a position again mentally to like, I have all these awesome things going in my life where I can push myself. I'm on dirt bikes. I'm riding dirt bikes again. That was my whole life before BMX. That was a dream that fizzled out due to financial reasons as a kid, and we chased that till the very end. And it disappeared for way over a decade, and now I'm riding dirt bikes again, and I can't even describe how happy I am about that. And I get to go down that route and meet my heroes from that and maybe collaborate with them. And then BMX, I'm at this stage where I'm essentially a veteran in this sport, and it's so cool to be here and have had this journey of highs and lows, and I got to become best friends with my heroes. Dennis, Chad, Garrett, all these people, Devin, Smiley, freaking anybody I could think of that I looked up to became my friends, and I'm happy and grateful for all of them. And I really am excited to get in a position where I can go back west and spend some time with them and make some content and just do it all again, but as a wise, mature man instead of a confused boy. Do things right and help the next generation, give back to the people that have given to me, and yeah, I'm stoked. So happy Thanksgiving once again. Thank you to everyone. If you watch this whole thing for real, you're a real one. I know these talking videos probably aren't the most interesting, entertaining thing, but I appreciate it. I'm always gonna keep it real. I will tell you the truth. If I fuck up, I'll tell you the truth, and I'm gonna show you how to flip the script again and get back on the path. It's okay. It happens. This is a journey. This isn't just about BMX. This is about life, and I decided to just make my story public, and maybe it can help someone. So keep pushing, keep sending it, keep loving, keep living. Yeah, I think that's about all I got for this. I could probably keep going on for another hour, but I'll end it here. So cheers. Stay tuned for the big news coming in the next week. I'm really, really stoked. The hard work has paid off. It is paying off. And big news, along with many more big news announcements coming. So yeah, cheers. Thank you. I love you. Let's fucking go.